You know, I wanted an answer for everything, why someone was the way they are, why people are behaving the way they are. And I think one of the most refreshing things I've found in the last few years is that I've returned to philosophy, not the be-all and end-all and saying this is the answer, but I've returned to some of the philosophers, mainly the ancient ones, which I want to talk about tonight a little bit. And I think had someone said that to me about 10 years ago, I probably would have crawled up and gone out of the door by now. I can safely say, I think, just very simply, that a 12-step program, primarily, is one of the power of it. It's one of suggestions and not telling people what to do. And it suggests abstinence from the addictive behavior or ingestion of whatever substance is being taken. And it suggests, as it does there, up in step number 2, that belief in a power greater than yourself, or a higher power, or a God. But it is strictly a non-religious program. And I think they suggest that having worked through the steps will help change old habits and behaviors to help one tolerate emotions without mood-altering drugs, and above all, in step 12 there, to help others to achieve sobriety by carrying a message of hope. Ever I go back to them, however much psychoanalytic, psychology, behavioral psychology, neuroscience, whatever it might be, reading I might have done, I always seem to find it in there somewhere. And in this lecture, that's the area that I want to look at. The similarity of AA with Western philosophy, particularly the Greeks and ancient stuff. But I also found that many of these people were not actually that dry and dull, and weren't necessarily immersed in heavy discourse and analytical philosophy, but appeared very keen to lay out exercises in morals and ethics and how to live books on what Socrates called the examined life. Well, is the examined life worth living? Well, that is obviously something each and every one of us have to decide for ourselves. I personally believe, with all the ups and downs of life, that it is. And I believe Western philosophy has been ignored for quite a long time as a possible source of inspiration for addicts to move forward in their path of what Jung called individuation, sort of personal self-growth, or what Maslow called self-actualizing. Now, Stoicism, now the Stoic, or even the word Stoic, can conjure up all sorts of sort of fierce and pull-your-socks-up images. It's a sort of approach an addict would certainly not respond well to. The Stoics actually sought tranquility like addicts, except without the drugs. The former Zeno was born in Cyprus and migrated to Athens in 313 BC, read the memoirs of Socrates, and had a passion for philosophy. But the first great philosopher to write this approach, which I think is very similar to the 12 steps, is Epictetus. Happiness, or in my view, and well-being, peace of mind, require moral action and virtue. And members of the 12-step fellowship are told that focusing just for today and the here and now is again a Stoic view. Seneca described the following. He said, "Two things must be cut short: fear of the future and memory of the past discomfort. The one does not concern the other, one does not concern me anymore, the other does not concern me yet."